The disciples had just returned from going around villages, preaching and healing the sick. They had also heard the news that John the Baptist had been executed by Herod Antipas. Jesus and his disciples got in a boat and sailed to a remote place. A large crowd, many of them pilgrims on their way to the Passover feast in Jerusalem, watched the boat and followed it around the coast on foot to meet Jesus. Jesus went up into the hills and taught them. He spent time healing the sick. There were around 5,000 men in the crowd, plus women and children. Late in the afternoon, the disciples urged Jesus to send the crowd away to nearby farms and villages to find food and lodgings. There is nothing to eat here in the deserted spot, they said. Jesus replied, "You feed them." Turning to Philip, he asked, "Philip, where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" Philip replied, "It would take a fortune to feed this many." Andrew, Simon, Peter's brother, spoke up. "There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and a couple of fish. But what good is that with all these mouths to feed?" "Tell everyone to sit down in the groups of around 50, Jesus ordered. Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up into the sky, and gave thanks. Then he broke off pieces for his disciples to set before the crowd. The disciples gave out the bread and fish, and everyone ate until they were no longer hungry. The disciples picked up 12 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. Immediately, Jesus told the disciples to get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side while he dismissed the crowd. After Jesus had sent the crowds away, he went up on a hillside by himself to pray.